You gotta admit that goal with Jamie Vardy back when they won the Premier League at the KP, that overhead by Mahrez, and then just a one-time shot.
Damn.
That Hello, guys, and welcome back to Fox Report. This is the pre-match review of Liverpool versus Leicester City, going to be played on Wednesday, December 22nd, over at Anfield for the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. Now, like I mentioned before, we're going to have our very first guest appearance appear here for our pre-match review. We have Liverpool fan, God only knows why, Maurice Torian here today to discuss more about Liverpool in their current season so far with the Premier League as well as the Carabao Cup, giving his thoughts and opinions leading up to this match on Wednesday. As well as later on in the pre-match review, we'll be playing FIFA 22, me versus Maurice, to see and predict the outcome of this match. But Maurice, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man, doing well. First, man, I have to discuss about this match against Tottenham. You guys tie, a red card. What happened?
It just seemed like everything was really just going against us. Obviously COVID, I can't really make too much excuses for that. A lot of teams have been dealing with that. Us, Van Dijk was out, Fabinho was out, Thiago, Keita, no, not Keita, Henderson, pretty much like our whole midfield was out and our best center back was out. So we were kind of down to, our second team, players in that area, but we still should have won the game. It was ridiculous. Red cards, challenges I thought should have been red cards. We didn't get that. Allison having a shocker. He had a great game, and then he just completely lost focus. It's really sad, but it is what it is. At least we got a point. If we didn't get any points, it would have been very difficult to be down 4 points to Manchester City, since we are in second place and, fighting for a title, unlike a lot of other teams. So they wouldn't really know what this is like. But, right now I know we need to get points every single game, preferably 3 points every game. But, hopefully Manchester City can, lose, at least once again in the rest of the season. Tottenham's looking good. I know they're going to play Leicester soon. Hopefully Leicester do something, finally. Arsenal looking better. So, the main thing I'm hoping for is a title win in the Premier League, and I want this cup. So I'm really looking forward to talking about the Carabao Cup because I do want this cup very bad as well.
All right. Well, first about this game between Tottenham. It is the first draw for Liverpool since October, and really, what I did see was you would have thought Tottenham not being able, they haven't played a match for almost, you want to say, a week and a half due to the positive COVID cases, but really coming in against Liverpool, a team that has been doing fairly well this season, winning matches, and really you would think that Tottenham would not be in that game shape because they've missed so much. But when they came against Liverpool, they seemed to find their way out of their attack, with Sadio Mane, with Mo Salah, and just Diego Jota. Just the way Liverpool like to press up, I noticed that they leave so much space behind them, especially with their wing backs, Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Do you think so as well?
I think, well, one, we didn't have Van Dijk in there, so I think it was you could clearly see, there was no general back there to even though a lot of the time, the reason why I feel like they were able to just bounce the ball over the head multiple times is because the back four wasn't together, connected as well, and being able to keep that line and catch them off sides. And we do that literally all the time. That's literally the game we play. Klopp wants them up the pitch so they're closer, obviously to the opponent's goal. So, I'm not upset about the way we played. I'm not surprised. I thought Tottenham were going to come in really fast because they didn't play in in a couple of games, and they were really hoping to get a game in. They probably missed playing a lot, and we didn't have the midfield. The midfield was getting bossed by some players that you are not good on Tottenham. Okay,
Harry Winks. Harry had a pretty good game.
Harry Winks is not good. I don't care what anybody's saying. And Dembele, he's a hit or miss. I don't know. It was sad, but we didn't have our main midfield presence there, and it was really sad to see. Honestly, I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. Obviously, we go again.
I mean, it definitely did remind us of Liverpool back last season towards pretty much around this time where like January, they didn't have Van Dijk due to that injury with Everton's goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. And yeah,
Then
so
got
it was just a very weird Liverpool side that we saw yesterday. And just the amount of opportunities from Tottenham in that first half. It easily could have been 3-0,
yeah,
4-0. And you had that, I don't know if you saw that chance from Dele Alli, who I think it was Harry Kane who gave him the ball. And Dele Alli was like in the center. And all had to do was just pretty much just position it to the
the
bottom
left.
right, which he did. But you see Allison put a finger there and just saves it.
Yeah.
But now, like the easy opportunities from Tottenham was just ridiculous, and I don't know how that match ended in a tie, really. But if there's someone to blame for that tie, it's Tottenham because that game was totally theirs.
I don't know. Honestly, you could say that for Tottenham. Obviously, they played amazing. They played much better than us, but we still should have won the game. Like I don't like. I'm seeing all these Tottenham fans super happy, but like they had to come back. They did have to come back and get the goal because we did score 2 goals in the game that they wouldn't have gotten a point if Allison didn't make that mistake, and if the referee would have sent off Harry Kane at the start of the game like he should have, and if we got the penalty, which we should have. But it's whatever. But I obviously we didn't play as good as we could have, but we still could have gotten the 3 points even at the start of the game. When you saw the depleted lineup and who was on the bench, I still thought we should have got the 3 points. It did not. I don't care about COVID. The reason why I'm so disappointed because we should have gotten the 3 points. Even like at the end of the game when Shimikas comes on after Robertson gets sent off, Mo Salah threw on goal. All he needed was a pass. Man. After an amazing pass from Allison all the way up the field, we could have won the game. But it is what it is. You can't drop points, in a big title race. So, hopefully we can recover and hopefully, Manchester City drops points.
I mean, like that whole positive feeling from that, I guess that tie you can say from Tottenham fans definitely did not last that long as today they were confirmed that they're out of the Conference League because they just can't make up that match that they missed. So pretty much Tottenham has just this league, the Premier League, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup to focus on, but no European competition for them. But yeah, no, going back to that foul play by Harry Kane, the commentator said, that's the type of play that Harry Kane necessarily you wouldn't think he would do, but that doesn't disclose, to say that, it shouldn't be a red card. I think if you compare that play compared to the one with Andy Robertson, you could say Andy Robertson's was much more reckless than Harry Kane's. At least he showed it. And just replaying the video over and over again, you can just basically tell that he went there to just break his legs. But yeah, no, maybe just did they go to VAR though for that play
Yeah,
for Harry Kane?
for Harry Kane, it didn't even go to VAR. Bro. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like for me, that's a red card. I can understand Harry Kane's was out of like he was obviously passion. It was a passion tackle. He's trying to win the ball back, but it was reckless. Foot above the ground. If Andy Robertson's foot was on the ground, that's a broken leg. Robertson's tackle on Emerson, that was out of frustration. He was just trying to put Emerson on the ground. Really wasn't even like really too concerned about getting the ball. If he got the ball, great. I think both of them should have been a red card. But I just don't understand. There's no consistency with like VAR, like ever. You'll see in one game. Like I remember, like when Liverpool played Manchester United, Pogba went off for almost an identical challenge on Keita, and he got sent off because Keita was injured and he had to leave. I think it's also like the reaction of the players. If Andy Robertson had to get taken off, that's probably a red card. But it is what it is because of the fact that Harry Kane only got a yellow. Robertson should not have gotten sent off. I don't agree, but it
I
is
mean,
what it is.
maybe if it happened in the same half, it would have been a different outcome. Perhaps they just remember that they recently gave Harry Kane the yellow, and then they probably give Andy Robertson the same thing. But since it was two different halves, there's just a different outcome. But also with that, Andy Robertson is out, meaning that he has a 3-match ban, which he will not make an appearance against us in the Premier League later on. So I guess that's one positive we can take off that, he's a player who's very quick and likes to be part of that attack for Liverpool, especially when it comes to crossing and just getting those rebounds, those lucky rebounds, and shooting on
I
goal.
mean, I'm not too worried about him getting out. He was starting to regain his form. The last couple of games he was like really good, but Shimika's our backup left back. He's still very, very good. I'd still take him above a lot of left backs in the league, so I'm not too worried. If it was the other side of the field and it was Trent, I'd be very concerned. But it's fine. It'll be a little bit difficult because we won't be able to rotate at the left back position as much as we would want, but I'm not like too concerned in terms of like the drop off of play and talent. So I think we'll be fine.
Right. And do you think that they were just between the back line, the width between players, do you think that there was a huge gap where through balls could easily make its way through? It doesn't have to be over the hedge. Like that pass, I think it was a pass given to Harry Kane in that first half. I don't know by who, but I just know there was a big gap between Andy Robertson and whoever was playing the left side of the center back.
Yeah, I think it's just Van Dijk's not there, like the unity, the presence there. It was a pass by Ndombele. I was praying he was offside, but he wasn't. But I mean, I guess I don't think there was like Konate. I don't think there was like anything like really wrong. I just think it was a perfectly placed pass and a perfectly placed shot on goal. So I didn't think like the width between the back four was like crazy. I just think it was just one of those moments where just things just opened up perfectly for Ndombele to leave it into Harry Kane. I just think there's not like I said, it's not like anything. I don't think like anybody like particularly played terribly. Obviously you didn't see Salah, you didn't see Mane. They disappeared. But like if we be playing the same exact way, if Van Dijk and like Fabinho was just better players. So I think we would probably beat them by much more goals. But I'm not like too disappointed. It's like we wouldn't be going into this game in Leicester and I'd be worried because my team just got completely killed. But I think this just it is what it's just one of those games. We didn't have the players we wanted, and I wasn't like if it was like a open C for Ndombele to put the ball through, I'd be like, this is a worrying thing. But it was just one of those moments.
Yeah. Well, now you guys sit in second place, 3 points from first. Man City, they are just killing it this season. It seems that it happens all the time, but anyways, they're just winning matches. Some may say they're lucky, some may say they're not, but they are getting up there. And so we're putting this match aside. Now, the matches between Leicester City and Liverpool, some we can say we had some great moments. You guys had some great moments. And just pretty much, I don't know if you know, but we have not won in Anfield since May 3rd, 2000.
Oh, wow.
So pretty much almost, like 12, no, like, was it like 20, 21 years?
2000. Oh,
2000, yeah, 2000, May 3rd, 2000.
21 years. Jeez, that's a grown man right there.
So 21 years since we won our last match over at Anfield. And yeah, no, it's very tough. But we will say that our last match against you guys, which was over in February over at the King Power Stadium, that was when, like I said before, your season was really just an up and down. You guys were not really doing too well with the injuries with Van Dijk. And you guys just recently got, for your January transfer, you had Ozan Kabak come from Schalke. And that was his first match starting for Liverpool against Leicester City over at the KP, in which you have to say Liverpool did take most control of the match, and they were pretty much creating opportunities from the start, in which they scored their goal in the second half. You have Mo Salah, 67th minute. I thought watching that game, I was like, all right, this is over. Once a goal is scored, again, with Liverpool scoring a goal on you, and they're pretty much controlling the entire game, and it's literally like half an hour before the match ends, there's no way of coming back. And that usually seems to happen with Leicester. When I see a goal being scored on us by the 70th minute, 65th minute, it really, there's no chance of tying it or even turning that game around. So, but anyways, we did have a turnaround in that match where we had Madison had a free kick. People said it was offside. The VAR checked, it wasn't offside. And then really Liverpool just began to crumple under that, after that. And next thing you know, we scored 2 goals in less than like 10 minutes, making it 3-1. Do you remember or can you recall any moments you had during that match?
See, I remember like I think we were talking like last week, and we were talking about like games from last season. There was a certain point in the week in the year where a lot of moments I completely disconnected with and I completely eliminated from my mind. Losing to Everton last year, I don't remember that. When we played Everton like a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about us losing last game, I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't remember that. I eliminated that, and this also was one of those games because I vividly remember some miscommunication between Kabak and Allison. It was just a shocking goal, and I believe Jamie Vardy scored it. And I think I do remember, disconnecting that game and just eliminating it. So I really couldn't tell you much about it. There was a lot of moments that, like last year, was just terrible because I was really looking into, I was like, we're gonna go back to back, and then of course, Pickford, that guy, we need to go into him, but he completely ended my season single-handedly. But that game though, that's not the one. When you tell me about Liverpool versus Leicester at the King Power Stadium, I don't remember that one. I vividly remember the one from the title-winning season when Trent Alexander-Arnold had a masterclass, absolutely destroyed Leicester City. It was beautiful. I think about that game a lot.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I know that Liverpool likes to play when they're in our area, those 1-2 quick passes and then just take a shot when really no one expects it. And us just literally standing like stone, not even moving, not even defending or try to stop that shot gets taken. But yeah, that's something that we have to correct on. And I've noticed with going up against Liverpool, especially with Mo Salah and Sadio Mane being right next to our defensive line, asking for the ball to be either given through or over, but also making that run just in time. So they're like 10, 20 yards ahead of our defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I've noticed from Liverpool and something that we have to stop if we want to win this game on Wednesday. But also, I don't know if you know, but like before this match at the KP where Liverpool lost 3-1, they lost their 2 previous matches at home. It was 1 to Man City and to Brighton. So really, this match, this other loss for Liverpool at the KP was just like the cherry on top to pretty much confirm whether or not are Liverpool going to be playing in the Champions League or Europa League next season, which is this. However, they somehow, I don't know what they did, some type of witchcraft, but made it in the top 4. So I honestly, I can't get that through my head how we just missed that opportunity of not making the top 4. Like I've already mentioned it before in my previous episodes. Literally, the last match of the Premier League, it was us against
2 years in a row.
Tottenham, and then you had Aston Villa versus Chelsea. We needed Aston Villa to beat Chelsea, but also we needed to beat Tottenham. And Tottenham having the worst season ever with Jose Mourinho at that time, and just creating all these documentaries with Amazon. And literally, yeah, it was not a season for Tottenham. And you would think that they're just terrible playing would go on to the last game, but it didn't. They beat us 4-2. And it just was a terrible outcome for us where what could have been.
Yeah.
What could have been. But yeah, no. But I mean, we can just remember that game against Liverpool where we needed to win because we were still in the top 4 trying to get more points and with that hopes of finishing there, but we didn't. But yeah, no, that's there's definitely some, like I said, some very good moments between Leicester City and Liverpool. Especially you gotta admit that goal with Jamie Vardy back when they won the Premier League at the KP, that overhead by Mahrez, and then just a one-time shot.
Damn.
That's
I don't
in the
need to
books,
rewind
history
it,
books. Always will be remembered.
See that Mahrez isn't playing for them anymore.
Man, those moments though. But now going into the Carabao Cup. What have you seen so far with Liverpool in this competition?
Well, I've seen all the games so far. I don't even remember the teams they played. They're in like the 3rd division. I couldn't even tell you who they played. But yeah, like I said before, like I want a cup win. Like obviously I want the Premier League, but I really want a cup win. Honestly, I probably want like a cup win more than the Champions League because like we've been getting beat year after year in these cup competitions. Like I remember a couple years ago we got eliminated in the Carabao Cup, and then literally 3 days later got eliminated from the FA Cup. That could literally happen this year if but hopefully I really want to beat Leicester. I wish it was against like Sunderland, but it is what it is. But I've been watching, and I want this because Manchester City's not there. Usually they win every single year. They're not there. Manchester United's not there. Obviously Chelsea's there, but Chelsea's not been playing amazing this year so far. Arsenal's there, but it's Arsenal. So in Tottenham, Tottenham's Tottenham. They don't win trophies anyway. So I feel like this is the perfect time. And of course we have Leicester. I'm really not happy that we're playing Leicester. I feel like that's one of those teams always going to be a wild card, Leicester. But hopefully, I pray. I'm not too confident coming to this game. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? I mean, we have some injuries as well as some COVID cases, so we're not sure yet who is going to be playing in this match for Leicester. We just know that we had a batch of players who tested positive about a week and a half ago, so they're going to be coming in. However, the new cases we had over last week, we're not sure yet. They didn't disclose any names, so we don't even know who we have. All we know is that we know that the players who tested positive over a week ago are coming back, and that's just some defenders, some forwards, not really a full squad that you can use. But other than that, like I did see that Liverpool did play Preston North End the previous match in the round of 16, so prior to this match, and they beat them 2-0 away, but they were late goals. So Minamino scored in the 62nd minute, and Origi scored in the 84th minute.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of late to be scoring goals like that on the championship side.
Yeah, I would agree. I do notice sometimes when we play like teams that like really sit back. Obviously, teams like in the championship are going to be sitting back completely. It takes a little bit of time to get it done, but we got it done. Thank God. I mean, I don't think we even had like any like real creative midfielder playing that game, but it is what it is. I'm hoping we can get it. I know with Leicester, you're not going to be sitting back completely the whole game, so. Hopefully we'll be able to have more shots on goal, more chances, and at least we'll get a goal earlier. But yeah, like I said, I'm not too confident. It doesn't matter. It does not matter who's out. It doesn't matter who's got COVID. I'm always gonna be nervous about playing a team like Leicester City. So especially when they know what it's like to win. They just won the FA Cup, so it's not like they don't know what it takes to like get it done. So. And hopefully, I mean, if anybody's gonna have COVID, hopefully, Jamie Vardy's gonna have COVID because like that man,
God,
for years has been killing Liverpool. I'm sick of it. I can't see this man. I'm dead serious. I can't see him. I can't see him score against us again. I won't. Hopefully, he's not playing. Maybe not COVID, but I hope he's not playing. Jeez, I can't.
I mean, to be honest, he really hasn't been performing that consistently this season. I think the age is getting to him. However, we do have Daka, who is a monster. I don't know if you've seen him, but he's quick. Pretty much the same abilities as Jamie Vardy, but much more younger and, of course, faster, and pretty much knows how to hold the ball whenever it's given to him, waiting for help to come and just assist or just even score. But, it's very hard to win these cups. Just, I don't know if you know, but in the Premier League, you're playing hard teams every single week. It doesn't matter, if it's Norwich, if it's Burnley. It's the Premier League, and it's the most competitive league in the world. So it's very tough to win all these cups all in one season. Like, I think it's impossible for a team to win the Premier League and the Champions League in one season, because you're pretty much working your players off in the Premier League just to win the whole thing, but also the Champions League, where you're using your starters as well. Now, come also with the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, one may say, if it depends on how you're doing in the Premier League, if you're towards winning the title, as well as in the Champions League, you will kind of just, feel off the cup tournaments and just use your subs so that you can have your first team starters win what's actually more important. But no, I get what you're saying. It definitely is a good feeling to win these cups, like the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. Honestly, having Leicester City win their very first FA Cup and then the Community Shield was something that was just not imagined, not even in one single season, but it did happen, and that's just we have to appreciate from our own manager, Brendan Rodgers, who was kind of in the spotlight these past couple of weeks, getting out of the Europa League, and then losing a couple of matches with Aston Villa, and then just tying. Not really getting the result that we need. But anyways, we did beat Newcastle recently, 4-0, keeping us in that race, I want to say, getting hopefully towards the goal of being in top four. Now, we haven't completed yet half of the season, so we're still there. We just got to go game by game.
I don't know, but I think I think this is why you're a dangerous team, is because you're so down in the order, so down the table in the Premier League that it's, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no chance you're getting top four now. So you need to just, forget it, and focus on the cup competitions. And you're out of Europa League, so you need to focus on the cup competitions. Because Premier League. If I was Brandon Rodgers, I would just, I play the kids in the Premier League clearly because they're not there.
I mean, I won't agree with you all on that, but I do think that, yes, we need to improve our squad and give more game time to our academy players that have made appearances here and there in the Premier League as well as the Cup. But no, I mean, it is a long season. We still have time. We just have to win. Obviously, we're going to have to get results, and that comes with playing well. We did gain a bit more momentum, confidence following the match against Newcastle. And we've rested for almost a week without these matches. Now we're going to play you guys, which I assume will be with half of our starters that we'll be playing over the weekend against Manchester City. So we definitely will go in hard against you guys for this match on Wednesday. But like I said, we just have to keep that chemistry up. We'll see how it goes. But technically, it is a long season. We're not even halfway there yet. We haven't even played, I think, Everton. So we still have some games. And it's just a matter of performing and waiting what the score and outcome pretty much is. But now, following this match that will be on Wednesday, what is your prediction, your lineup for this encounter?
So in terms of the lineup, I'm going to go with the 4-3-3. I think Kelleher is going to have to come in the goal. He's obviously our backup goalkeeper. He's great, so I think he'll have a good game. Like I was talking about earlier, Simikas, he's a backup left back. He's going to be there. I think Gomez has got to get a run in the game. He's got to be in the center back position. Like it's been a tough year for him. Pete, there's been a lot of competition. He's been losing out on it. Konate's been showing up. Matip's been there, so he's going to have to get a game. Last time he did a good amount of rotation. Nat Phillips was in, but I don't necessarily think he might get this game. I think he'll probably come off on the subs. Because I think Van Dijk's got to come back. I don't know how long COVID, works with the cases, but he got 4 or 5 days ago, so he should be cleared as long as he has a negative case, or positive, whatever one. But if he's healthy, he should be in the starting lineup. If he is, hopefully he'll be there. Then I have Williams on the right back position. In the midfield, I was kind of thinking, should I put Fabinho in there or should I put Morton? Fabinho's another guy who has been out with COVID, but I think he'll have to give Morton another game. He did just play against Tottenham because Henderson and Thiago were out, but I think Morton's probably going to come in another time. Got to throw in some type of youngsters in this game. Fabinho will probably come off the bench at some point. And then in the rest midfield, I have Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Keita, 2 players. I think going to have to get some game time, especially Chamberlain because he didn't play against Spurs. Keita, to me, wasn't as good against Spurs, but he still should be playing in because, we don't really have that many options. Curtis Jones, maybe he'll be back, but hopefully, I do hope to see Curtis Jones back in the midfield because he's been he not only was he dealing with COVID, but he's been injured for a pretty long time, so I want to see him come back in, but I doubt Klopp will throw him in because he did just come back from injury. And then in the top 3, I'd have Minamino. He's got to get a run of games. He's not really had that much, game time. Only in the cup competition where he had delivered some goals. And then Firmino, another player who's been dealing with injuries for quite some time, so he's got to come in. I think you got to give him the full 90, to be honest. And then Blair on the right wing, my youngster. I wouldn't be surprised if Origi starts, but I think Firmino, he's got to get some time in because he's, one of our important players. But it's a 4-3-3. Are you doing score predictions or are we just
Oh, not yet. But
yet?
I was looking at, you said Blair, and he It's coming from the academy, right? 18 years
Yeah,
old?
yeah. He played. I believe he played the last game. He was pretty solid. I mean, he's got some skills on him. I think he'd be good. You know, I think with the cup competitions, yeah, you want to win them, but you still need to like implement at least some, youth. Morton, he's really good. I don't think he had an amazing game against Spurs, but he's one of our youth guys. And Curtis Jones is kind of young, but he's been in the first team for quite some time. But I would love if Harvey Elliott was there. He's our wonder boy. He's the kid you want on that right wing if in terms of youngsters, but he's not fit yet. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty confident with this team. I think even though we've got some players who coming back from injury, coming back from COVID, some players who don't get as much game time, I still think it's a good enough squad to challenge and at least get something going. And if it isn't going good, we can bring on some of the big guys to come in and hopefully rescue something for us.
And you don't think that Andy Robertson will start since he's going to be missing 3 matches in the Premier League?
Well, isn't it all competitions or all English competitions?
I thought it was just Premier League. Is it?
I think I think like at least one of the games counts as like for the Carabao Cup and the FA
Really?
Cup.
Oh, I mean,
That's how it works on FIFA, man. I know that's how it works on FIFA. That's one thing I know for sure. That I know for sure on FIFA. I don't know if it works differently. I think it's like domestic and then domestic and continental, that how like the red cards work and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. But I mean, if that is the case, though, if he is actually suspended only for Premier League matches, I'd have him start and get more game time and at least like have some game time from yesterday into I don't know how many matches, 3 matches. So like that doesn't seem like a long time, and for him not to lose any rhythm. But yeah, no, you're definitely right about these League Cup matches. Definitely a chance for the youngsters, the academy players, subs to get some game time and pretty much see what you're working with as far as who you have in reserve, just in case you may need to use them for a Premier League match or, like you said, European tournament as well. Now, as I mentioned before, for us, we're not sure yet who has COVID in this new batch that was found last week. So they did say we have some first-team players. They also said we did have an insufficient amount of first-team players who got COVID and aren't able to play. So no names are disclosed. So I'm kind of really just guessing to see who has it, who doesn't. But my starting lineup goes with a 4-2-3-1, the same lineup that we use to go mostly in our Premier League matches and also with the Europa League. And that is with Denny Ward at goal, our sub, who played terrific in our last match in the Carabao Cup against Brighton, which we tied them 2-2, but won them in PKs. So Denny Ward definitely did have a great penalty shootout. And our back four, Luke Thomas, academy player, who's just a phenomenon, playing and just performing and just improving every single game. So Yunshu, they did say he is injured, coming back from the injury. We're not sure yet. They're waiting to see if he's able to play. So if anything, I'm hoping that he does start. So I have him there as center back. And we do have Jannik Vestergaard, who was one of the players who tested positive last or a week and a half ago, coming back. I don't think he is up to the level of the city to be playing. Honestly, I think he's not really one of the best signings we've had over the summer. He's been really not in game shape. He's just letting balls go right by him easily. So that's why I really wouldn't have him on my starting 11. But looking at the circumstances now with COVID and just players being out and him coming back, most likely Brendan Rodgers will have him start. And we have Ricardo Pereira, who's just a monster when it comes to running down the line, giving crosses in and just playing that attacking role as well as defending. And him as well coming back from injury. He did appear on the bench against Newcastle in our previous match. So I'm assuming Brendan Rodgers will want to see him play more and put him into this match against Liverpool. And our 2 defensive midfielders, we have Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, another academy player, just performing as well, just outstanding every single match, getting more familiar with the squad. And then we have Samore, who is also almost like a player similar to Wilfred Ndidi, one to run back, attack, coming over from France. And yeah, just getting more game time with him. We have Ademola Lookman, who also tested positive a week and a half ago, coming back. So I'm assuming he's going to be playing, hopefully this time on the left side, which is his preferred position. We have Madison, hoping he's not COVID, start in the midfield. And on the right, we have Ayoze Perez. Very skillful, does have some flaws when it comes to coming back and defending. Really, it's nice to come back, but we'll see how he does. And obviously, we want to see more game time from him. So I'm assuming that Brendan Rodgers will put him on the right wing, and up top, our Zambian striker, Patson Daka. So that's just going based off thinking who doesn't have COVID. This is my starting 11 with a 4-2-3-1. Definitely, this starting formation has to just go with thoughts ahead of the match against Manchester City over the weekend to see what we're pretty much working with and how we can fix it if we need to make any changes prior to the match against Manchester City. But we'll see what the outcome is against you guys over at Anfield. But now let's go to the prediction, the match score prediction, and what you think will be on Wednesday.
I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. I think this might go to penalties. I won't lie, because I'm really not liking my team after hearing your team. Your team sounds very strong. Lookman, I think is a very good player. I think Madison, although he did do a little bit of some diving, I believe against Newcastle. He is a very good player. I do like him. I think he's one of the best English midfielders that the country has, but he doesn't play for England that much. But I like him a lot. Samari, I think, is really good. Your striker, I already forgot his name, but Daka. He's really good.
Daka, bro. Just like this,
I think
Daka.
the teams, and exactly, he's pretty good. He's got a cool celebration too. So I'm pretty, I'm worried. Hopefully Vestergaard. Apparently he's not good, so hopefully he messes up or something like that. But we might need to bring in, after hearing your team, we might need to bring in a little bit more first team players, because we might need to be a little bit more stronger. But honestly, I think it'll probably go to penalties and then a little bit of a Divock Origi, or maybe a Divock Origi masterclass, and then he gets like a double. But who knows? Honestly, I really can't tell you. I think it can go either way. I wouldn't be surprised with either. Liverpool beating Leicester. Leicester beating Liverpool, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to go with a 2-2 draw. No, a 1-1 draw. I don't think 2 goals. I don't think we'll score 2 goals. Honestly, I think with VDD coming back, our defense is gonna be better. So I think 1 goal is probably the most. But then I think we'll probably win on penalties.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I mean, going up against Liverpool, I think for us it could either be a victory, a 1 or 2, but it can go one way or it can go completely terrible the other way. We could be losing 4-0. But no, like based off, just like I said, Vestergaard, a player who's not really that quick, and going up against, I don't know, you have Blair there. I'm assuming he's really quick. I don't think that Vestergaard can catch up. But we want to see our players obviously improve. So hopefully he proves me wrong. But yeah, like I said, Liverpool, pretty much everyone, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, Manchester United, when it comes to Leicester, it either goes one way by just the bare minimum of a victory, or it goes the other way by a completely shutout defeat, 4-3 goals. But we'll have to see. And yeah, no, like I said, it's going to be a very tough match. I think so. We haven't played in a while. So you guys, on the other hand, are actually training. And we are just coming back into training since last Saturday. So last Wednesday, our facilities shut down for the next 2 days, which was Thursday and Friday, and no one had access. There was no training whatsoever. So pretty much from 2 days ago on Saturday, we just started preparing for this match that will take place on Wednesday. So it could, like I said, it could go either one way or the other. We could take advantage of this rest time to just pick up more momentum, more energy, and be in full effect against you guys, or we could be completely out of rhythm, not in game shape, and just basically struggle against you guys who have been training almost every single day. But like I said, it's pretty much we have to see what happens. I honestly thought that Tottenham was going to struggle since they haven't played in a while, but clearly they didn't. They had a plan, and the plan worked perfectly well. But yeah, we'll have to see. But other than that, I think now it's time for the main event, the prediction, what the outcome will be based off this FIFA 22 match. Now, you said you haven't practiced. You don't need practice to beat me. Is that true? Is that still true?
I don't. Oh, so you want me to restate it? Okay.
Yeah.
I did not practice at all, but I'm still pretty confident. I think my build-up play is incredible, and I know what what lineup to put. The lineup I will put will look absolutely nothing like the team that I said. But I'm looking really forward to this because I'm gonna win.
Okay. I mean, just give you a little sense of how I play FIFA. I play it the way you see it in real life. So if we're going to have some players that are injured, I take them out. I put the actual players actually playing that you see on TV, and with the formation, I got to play it real. Because I'm not going to put some player like James Justin, who has been out for over a
Oh
year.
no. Okay. Yeah.
Nah.
I don't know
I'm
if we're
gonna
doing the
put
same rule.
Orfofana. Nah, I'm gonna put like a more recent squad. Of course, maybe I might add Barty there, even though he hasn't been playing the last match. But we'll see. But other than that, I mean, good luck to you, man. I've been told that I'm pretty good at FIFA. So
Man,
hopefully you're lying to me that you haven't practiced and you actually have practiced. But yeah, I mean, that concludes our discussion for the pre-match review. And if you guys want to stay tuned and watch the FIFA outcome between me and Maurice, click on the next video. That is part 2 of this pre-match review between Leicester City and Liverpool. So see you guys in the next video.